55 in Will County is impacting traffic this morning. Chopper 7 HD is live over the scene.
Chicago police are asking for the public's help after releasing surveillance video of the man wanted in the murder of a store clerk on the north side.
Plus, the new steps the White House is taking to lower gas prices across the country as we welcome you on a busy Wednesday morning.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Good morning, I'm Val Warner.
And I'm Tanya Babich, in for Terrell. We're going to go right over to Roz. She has breaking news we've been following for quite a while now this morning, Roz.
And we've actually been following a couple of stories. And we've got a new traffic situation in Northwest Indiana. Take a look at this. This is on westbound 94 near State Road 149, an overturned semi in the ditch. So it just gets worse. On the Illinois expressways, travel times averaging about 45 minutes, but this is that crash on southbound 55, south of I-80 that we've been following. Chopper 7's over it. 2 semis involved, one carrying a load of water bottles, one carrying a load of soybeans, debris all over the pavement, heavy damage done. They were able to open up one lane at the scene of the crash to let that traffic escape, basically, because it was trapped between I-80 and the scene of the crash. But beyond there, north of I-80, we still have a 5-mile backup, and everything there is shut down. No access to 55 from either direction of I-80, Route 59, US 52, and it is going to take some time to clean that up. The other thing that we've been monitoring is on the city's north side in Edgewater. We have a live crew at the intersection of Winthrop and Glen Lake Avenues where we had a SWAT situation. This has been going on for hours, and they do have the SWAT team still on site. Winthrop, that's what you're looking at, is still blocked off to traffic. It was a male offender who barricaded himself in one of the apartment buildings with a gun. There were no reports of any injuries, but there's a standoff there, just kind of a waiting game at this point, trying to get him out of there. And we'll keep you updated on that as well. Val and Terrell.
Yeah, Roz, no, I know you have so much going on, Roz. Believe me, I know. She's had quite the list of things, and new information keeps coming on in, so she will be getting that to us in her next report as well. This morning, fortunately, weather-wise, it's nice and clear. However, on the other side of the lake, that's where you're seeing some of those clouds. You look at those temperatures right now, 24 degrees in Aurora, 38 right now, Valparaiso. It is 30 degrees right now in Peatone, and it is 32 in Waukegan. A brisk wind is with us this morning, too. Tanya and Val.
All right, Tracy, thank you. Now to a breaking news update. Chicago police have now released surveillance video of the suspect wanted in the murder of a beloved store owner on the far north side.
Jessica D'Onofrio is live in West Rogers Park with the latest. Jessica.
Val and Tanya, police are now releasing photo and video of the suspect both inside and outside the store. That's where a memorial is growing here. Meanwhile, a church vigil was held for the victim last night as his family pleads for help from the public.
This morning, Chicago police searching for this man in the murder of 66-year-old Salem Camo.
Shoot him for what? For what? The $100 that was in the register? For what? For the beer? You took a person's life. You took our father.
The beloved husband, a father of 3 and grandfather of 7, was shot and killed late Monday while working behind the counter of the convenience store he co-owned in West Rogers Park. Video shows the suspect arriving on a bicycle and then entering the store wearing a coat over a hoodie with a mask over his face. Seconds later, after allegedly shooting Camo, cameras capture him running out of the store and racing down the block, leaving his bicycle at the scene and Camo to die. Only weeks before his planned retirement.
He wanted to retire to a farm in the outskirts of Chicago, raise chickens, have his grandkids to come.
We had a party on Sunday. I was dancing with him. My last dance with my father. My last dance with my father.
At Camo's church in Northbrook last night, family and friends honored his life. Relatives say he immigrated from Iraq some 30 years ago during the first Gulf War.
He came from a place with a lot of war and fighting. He wanted to be here to live the American dream.
Police say Camo fired a shot at the suspect but likely missed. His daughter tells us he recently got a FOID card and a gun because he was getting worried about crime in this neighborhood. Val and Tanya, back to you.
All right, Jessica, thank you. Also in West Rogers Park, 2 men are shot sitting inside a car. This was yesterday afternoon near Estes and Rockwell. Both men were shot in the face and taken to a hospital. That's where one of them died. Neighbors say the violence has them worried about safety.
It's heartbreaking because I literally walk my dog 3 times a day in this park. I have young kids at home. After this incident, I ran home. I told my son, "You can't go out anymore without me or my wife being present."
At last check, the other victim is in good condition. No word on any arrests.
This morning, police in suburban Madison are asking anyone with information to come forward about a woman who has not been seen since the weekend. This is Jacqueline Maynor. She was last seen in the 800 block of School Avenue. Police say she has a condition that puts her in danger. If you see Maynor, you're asked to call police.
Now to the final debate in the heated race for Illinois governor. Governor J.B. Pritzker and his Republican challenger, Darren Bailey, facing off again last night, and there were several tense moments between the candidates.
This debate coming less than 3 weeks before the election, and some voters already have cast their ballots. Others remain undecided.
ABC 7 political reporter Craig Wall joins us this morning with how Pritzker and Bailey used this last chance to make their case directly to voters.
Tanya and Val, with most polls showing J.B. Pritzker leading as this campaign heads into the home stretch. The pressure was on Darren Bailey to go on the attack, and he did often, but Pritzker was punching back. J.B. Pritzker and Darren Bailey in their second and final debate, going toe-to-toe with tough words for one another. Bailey, who has frequently called Chicago a hellhole and the OK Corral because of crime, tonight with a new nickname.
I think Pritzkerville fits quite well because Governor Pritzker, it's time for him to own it. Chicago is the nightmare called Pritzkerville, and it's still 2 weeks from Halloween.
Darren Bailey just showed you that he has no plan to address crime in Chicago. He wants to throw Chicago out of Illinois, calls it a hellhole. Look, everyone deserves to feel safe in their homes
4 years, Governor,
and in their neighborhoods.
Interruptions frequently marred the debate, the candidates trading barbs on many topics, including education, voting integrity, and abortion.
Let's talk about extremism. Governor Pritzker is perfectly fine with our children getting abortions without their parents knowing anything about it.
We've got to make sure that Illinois is a haven for women all across our state so that they can exercise those rights.
Bailey, who was endorsed by Donald Trump in the primary, now distancing himself from supporting Trump if he might run again.
Nobody's announced their run for presidency yet, so I'll tell you that when they announce.
He said when he accepted the endorsement of Donald Trump that he would roll out the red carpet for Donald Trump in 2024. So which is it?
Bailey deflecting when asked about a controversial TV ad run by a right-wing super PAC, saying he hasn't seen it all.
I'm working hard on this campaign. If I sit and get distracted and watch TV all day long like apparently Governor Pritzker does, I lose focus.
The two asked to end the debate, saying something nice about their opponent.
I admire the fact that you married your high school sweetheart, that you've been together now for, I think, 30 years.
I like your suits. You look good in them. And I think that's awesome. And I hope that after the election, we can come to terms and maybe you could take me suit shopping.
Darren Bailey left after the debate without taking questions from reporters. Pritzker noting that when he came out to take questions. As for those polls that suggest Pritzker is comfortably in front, he says he and his campaign are taking nothing for granted. Tanya and Val, back to you.
All right, Craig Wall, thank you again. The election is less than 3 weeks away. We have all the information you need about the candidates, polling places, and where to vote early at abc7chicago.com.
The White House is preparing to unveil its plan today to lower gas prices, including releasing another 15 million barrels of oil from the nation's reserve. President Biden is expected to announce that, along with a series of steps aimed at bringing Americans some relief at the pump. ABC's Justin Finch is live in Washington with more. Justin.
Tanya, good morning. The president is expected to announce that dispersal of 180 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Oil Reserve, that 15 million, the last tranche of that. He signed off on that release in response to rising oil prices following Russia's war in Ukraine. Though Americans are now paying less on average to fill up their gas tanks, Today, the White House is expected to roll out its plan to bring even more relief to U.S. households.
Should the president not do everything that he can to lower prices? Should he not continue to keep his promise to give American people a little bit of breathing room?
President Biden is expected to authorize releasing 15 million oil barrels from the U.S.'s Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The final dispersal of the 180 million barrels the president pledged in March from the nation's stockpile. But critics say the 15 million barrels isn't enough, considering the U.S. consumes about 20 million barrels per day. That last round of reserve oil due for release in December after the November midterm elections.
I think the key story there is this administration doing as much as we can to help increase the energy supply? And I think the answer is unequivocally yes.
They should be talking about how much things cost at the supermarket, at the gas pump, how people feel unsafe on the streets.
Republicans fine-tuning their midterm messaging around inflation and the economy, with early voting underway in some states. That as gas prices have dropped 5 cents in the last week, but the national average for a gallon of gas is now 20 cents higher than 1 month ago. And the White House plan also comes just weeks after OPEC Plus announced it's cutting oil production by 2 million barrels per day starting in November, now just a few weeks away. Val, Tanya, back to you.
All right, Justin Finch, thank you. The final honor flight of the year is headed towards Washington, D.C.
Honor Flight Chicago is hosting 113 veterans from the area who fought in World War II in Korea and Vietnam. The group just left from Midway Airport to spend a day at our nation's capital to thank these people for their service. So far, almost 10,000 veterans have made this trip. This is the 106th trip. They are expected back tonight. A Northwest Indiana Fire Department is hiring more firefighters thanks to a government grant. It was a big honor today for Crown Point Fire Rescue. The team received a grant from the Federal Emergency Management Agency for more than $2.2 million. The grant fully funds the salary and benefits for 7 new firefighters for 3 years. New business opportunities are being offered along Chicago's famous Riverwalk. Mayor Lori Lightfoot is requesting proposals from food and beverage vendors, retail and entertainment entrepreneurs, and other business owners. She says she's looking for new teams to take over the available space on the Riverwalk, something she calls, quote, the economic engine of our city.
It gives us the opportunity to plan. It gives us the opportunity to make sure that we are getting the work done that needs to be done all across our city to repair our aging infrastructure and to keep people employed.
Business proposals for the Riverwalk are due December 2nd.
Well, you've seen them all over your neighborhoods by now. Now we want to see them too. Homes throughout the Chicago area are decorated for Halloween, and many of them are spooky spectacular. Maybe yours is one of them.
Oh, we want to feature it and other spooky scenes here in our morning show. So send us a picture or video. You can click on the icon on our website, abc7chicago.com. I'm so glad we brought that music back. You can also drag and drop them right there. Please tell us who should get credit for the video. We need to put that on the air. And then watch as we count down to Halloween.
All right, we're a week and a half away.
Very close.
It's going by fast. You're live and local, just like this newscast is going by fast. It's just getting started, though, streaming out loud this morning. Here's what's coming up. A historic Cook County hospital once again taking ambulances. What this means for the neighborhood surrounding Provident Hospital.
Outside we go. Another breezy and chilly start to the day. Tracy is also tracking warmer weather in your Accuweather forecast. You're going to love that next.
Welcome back, everybody, to a very busy rush hour. Now, first of all, we're seeing travel times averaging about 50 minutes on all of our inbound expressways, but I'm really focused on this 5 to 6 mile delay southbound on I-55 approaching I-80. It's a little bit south of I-80 where we had this crash involving 2 semis. Both of them lost their load. There's a lot of debris. There's a diesel fuel spill. So there's all kinds of cleanup going on here. We have a northbound Gapers delay. Everything trying to get to 55. There's no access from I-80. They've closed those ramps, closed the entrance ramp from 59, closed the ramp from 52 because they don't want to add that additional traffic. And look at these delays on eastbound I-80, just solid for several miles. So your best bet is to just stay away from that area. Even US 6 is backed up. A lot of folks using that as a reroute. The other thing I wanted to mention, this ongoing road work, the median work on DuSable Lakeshore Drive in the Grant Park area. Once again, we are seeing some very long northbound delays, backed up from about 31st all the way to Monroe. Tracy, I know you've got much better news, at least later in the week.
Yes, absolutely, Roz. Well, good morning. Yeah, it's cold out there this morning. It's still quite breezy around the area. These are your actual temperatures right now. 24 in Aurora. 34 right now in Gary. It is 29 degrees, the number we find in Morris. It is 31 right now in Coal City, 31 currently in Gurnee, and then we head eastward, 32 in Crown Point, 32 right now in Munster. Our wind chills this morning bring us down around 20 degrees. Those are your wind chills out there right now. High temperatures today coming in around 50 degrees. We will have bright sunshine through much of the day. Val?
All right, Tracy, thank you. Protesters are expected to be back outside of St. Adalbert Catholic Church in Pilsen later on this morning. They're fighting the removal of Michelangelo's La Pieta statue. The city's building department found that proper paperwork had not been filed, halting its removal. But the Archdiocese says it's working with the city to get the permits expedited and eventually move the sculpture to near St. Paul Catholic Church. St. Adalbert's was closed in 2019 due to declining attendance and millions of dollars needed for repairs. Parents at St. Stanislaus School have sent a list of demands to administrators and the Diocese of Gary. Last week, a teacher at the East Chicago school was arrested after reportedly telling a student that she had a so-called kill list. Parents have expressed frustration over the handling of the situation. Now they're making several demands, including shifting to remote learning, a security officer at the school entrance, and periodic staff mental health check-ins. We've reached out to the diocese for comment. A hiring event for military veterans is set for this Thursday, October 20th at Soldier Field. Disabled American veterans and Recruit Military are teaming up for a job fair for veterans, military spouses, and dependents. It's especially designed to help veterans who are transitioning into civilian careers. The hiring fair is this Thursday and runs from 11 a.m. until 3 at Soldier Field. Registration information can be found on our website, abc7chicago.com, and all of our news apps. Coming up, more on the cancer warning for women who use chemicals to straighten their hair.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Welcome back. Now to the updated bivalent COVID-19 booster vaccine for children ages 5 to 11. It is now being administered here. Chicago's top doctor tried to lessen some fears, urging parents to get their kids the shot.
The most common side effect was none. So really, most children have no effect. And we want kids to get both their updated pediatric COVID booster and their flu vaccine.
When it comes to the general population in Chicago, out of 1.9 million people eligible to get the new Omicron targeted booster, only 10% have. Right now, the COVID transmission level in Chicago remains in low or green level. That's also true for most of Illinois. Nationwide, only 2% of counties have high transmission.
This is the final week for Cook County residents to apply to get $500 a month for 2 years from the county. So far, the county is reporting more than 184,000 people have entered. Money will be given to 3,250 Cook County residents chosen through lottery. The program is funded through the Federal American Rescue Plan Act. Applications are being taken until 11:59 on Friday.
This morning, a warning for women using hair straightening products. A new study shows that chemicals used in popular hair straightening products can cause an increased risk of certain hormone-related cancers, including ovarian and breast cancer.
Women who reported using chemical straighteners or relaxers had about a twofold higher risk of going on to develop uterine cancer.
According to the American Cancer Society, about 65,000 new cases of uterine cancer were reported this year, with a higher mortality rate than in past years, most notably among African American women. Well, right now we are going to join our Good Morning America viewers.
I will have a news update on TV in just a little bit. You're going to see it here as well.
And when we come back, the woman behind a historic donation to the Girl Scouts, how much the group will get in our area.
Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning. It's 7:23. I'm Tanya Babich. Chicago police have released surveillance video of the suspect wanted in the murder of a store owner on the far north side. 66-year-old Salim Kamo was shot and killed late Monday, working behind the counter of his convenience store in West Rogers Park. Video shows the suspect arriving on a bicycle and entering the store wearing a coat over a hoodie with a mask over his face. Seconds later, after allegedly shooting Kamo, cameras capture this person running out of the store and racing down the block, leaving his bicycle at the scene and Kamo to die. Police are asking for the public's help to solve the case. Let's get a check of the ABC 7 Accuweather Forecast. Here's meteorologist Tracy Butler.
Thank you, Tanya. Good morning, everybody. And we are starting off with really cold numbers out there this morning, unseasonably cold, really. 24 right now in Aurora, 28 in Morris, 32 Waukegan, and 34 degrees in Gary. And our wind chills make it feel even colder. Numerous spots with wind chills this morning in the teens. So at the bus stop, if the kiddos are getting ready to wait for that school bus, it's a bundle up kind of morning. Highs today around 50. We'll take a break, Roz, after this.
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back. We start with a metro delay. Rock Island, train number 608 canceled. Mechanical issues. The next train following at 6:10 will accommodate. Travel times 50 minutes to an hour. We have a lot of folks sitting in traffic for an hour. Southbound 55 still closed south of I-80. This terrible crash involving 2 semis. Lots of debris all over the roads, and they've shut down access to 55 from either direction of I-80. Traffic is backed up for 5 to 6 miles. In fact, Chopper 7 HD showing us part of that delay. It is just solid and could take a long time to get everything cleaned up and reopened.
Welcome back, everybody. Time now 7:27 in the morning. Look at that beautiful sunrise. We're in store for a lot of sunshine today. Tracy's going to be back with your Accuweather Forecast shortly. The Girl Scouts of America has received its largest donation ever from a single individual, and it's from philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. The ex-wife of Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has gifted the organization $84.5 million. Locally, Girl Scouts of Greater Chicago and Northwest Indiana will receive just over $4 million from that donation. Girl Scouts of America says the funds will help them
to recover, right?
Yeah, that's what I was supposed to say. Help them recover from the impact of the pandemic.
What a generous donation, and I'm sure it's going to be game-changing for the organization. And now I'm hungry for cookies.
I'm just thinking about how generous she has been.
Very much
with,
so.
You know, the
and
money
said that
she got
was
from
her
the divorce.
intention.
Right. What a beautiful thing. All right. Well,
still to stream this morning, we're going to introduce you to the high school teacher who is making Chicago proud using the sound of music to impact young lives.
And how much you'll have to shell out if you want to get behind the wheel of the first electric Rolls Royce.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good morning. Good morning. 1.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Let's have a quick look at some of the stories we're going to be watching for you today. Chicago police have now released surveillance video of the man wanted in the murder of a store owner on the far north side. Investigators say 66-year-old Salem Kamo was shot and killed late Monday, working behind the counter of the convenience store he co-owned in West Rogers Park. Officers are asking for the public's help to solve this case.
And starting today, ambulances will once again be making runs to a historic Southside hospital. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle says ambulances will bring patients to Provident Hospital on East 51st Street in Chicago. Provident discontinued ambulance runs back in 2011 because of budget cuts.
The Chicago Bulls are getting out of the cold and into South Florida for their season opener tonight against the Miami Heat. Tip-off is at 6:30 Chicago time. The Bulls play their home opener Saturday against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Tanya Babich in for Terrell.
And I'm Val Warner. When you're talking about the Bulls, I can't help but hear that theme music in my head to know that it's coming back. I can't. Anyway, Tracy, I was going to try to sing it, but nah, just tell us about the weather.
I will do that. And I will show you this. The sunshine. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see that. Sun is on the way up, and we will get to see lots of sunshine through the day today. But it is cold out there right now. Temperatures in the area are back in the 20s in many cases, as you can see. It is currently 28 degrees right now in Gardner. It is 29 Union Hill. We get 31 in Gurnee and 34 degrees right now in Oak Park. And over in Indiana, where you've had a little more cloud cover, but it's 35 in Couts Hebron right now at 32 degrees. Wind chills are really setting us back down around 20 degrees in some cases. Now let's check in with Roz on all the situations she's been reporting on.
Tell you what, Tracy, I haven't had a crash like this in a while. We start with the big picture. We've got 50-minute to 1 hour and 10 minutes heading inbound on the Kennedy. Those are the range of travel times. But this crash I'm talking about, southbound 55, where traffic is backed up for almost 6 miles, approaching the incident south of I-80. Chopper 7's over it. This crash involved 2 semis. One rear-ended the other, and you can see the heavy damage there. This semi, you see the damage on the cab. It was carrying 50,000 pounds of water bottles. The other semi, you see all the damage done to the trailer. And this one was carrying 80,000 pounds of soybeans. So we've got debris. They both lost their loads. Debris all over the road. There was also reports of a diesel fuel spill and just metal debris. So they do have all of the front end loaders, all the heavy duty trucks, they're ready to clean it up, but they had to wait for the traffic to filter through. So cleanup should start any time now. Everything is blocked, and the delay extends north of I-80. Val and Tanya.
That is quite the mess, Roz, and we know you're going to keep us up to date. Thanks for that update. Now to your vote 2022. There were fireworks last night at the final face-off between Governor J.B. Pritzker and Republican candidate Darren Bailey.
This as the November midterm election is less than 3 weeks away. ABC 7 political analyst Laura Washington is in the studio right now. She joins us to talk about it. Laura, good morning.
Morning, Tanya and Val.
Good morning, Laura. I mean, you know what? So I was out and about last night picking up my son, and you know that meeting I had at the school, but as soon as I was walking in the door, my girlfriend texted me. She said, "Girl, turn on the debate." And I was already
TV.
Right, not anything else. I texted her back and I said, "I got my popcorn and I'm watching the debate." It was something else.
It was good television, Laura, but did anyone win?
Well, you know, it was hot and heavy. Each guy got their blows in. You know, I think it was a draw. I think Bailey had to outperform because he's so far behind in the polls. I don't think that happened last night. I don't think we learned that much new that we didn't already know about these two men. I don't think it's going to change a lot of people's minds.
Well, the candidates know how this stuff works. What was each candidate's main message?
Well, the governor's main message is that I've been a good governor. I've been a good steward of the state. Keep me in office so I could continue to do this great job. And he also took a lot of opportunities to hit at Bailey, to say that Bailey was too extreme for Illinois and he would be too dangerous for Illinois. Bailey, on the other hand, of course, said that Pritzker had done a terrible job on many counts. He said that he would fix the problems around crime, that he would improve education, and he would lower taxes. He was very good, Bailey, at keeping focused on those 3 points. Pritzker's response was, "Well, what's your plan?" And Pritzker complained that Bailey maybe had some ideas, but no plan behind the ideas.
And to that point, Laura, when Pritzker challenged Bailey and said, "Okay, that's fine, that's your claim, but what are your plans?" and Bailey didn't really say anything or have a response, what do you think that does for voters?
Well, I think it's a challenge for him because I think he doesn't want to get boxed into positions and into promises that he's not prepared to keep. He has never been involved in state government per se. He's been a state senator, so he doesn't want to be caught in that trap. But it does raise questions in the voters' minds. You know, what are you going to give me? What are you going to tell me that's going to make me feel as though you're going to do a better job in the specifics that J.B. Pritzker has done?
Another hot button topic was abortion, Laura. Let's have a listen to this.
Let's talk about extremism. Governor Pritzker is perfectly fine with our children getting abortions without their parents knowing anything about it. I think that's extreme. Governor Pritzker is perfectly fine injecting his gender curriculum, the first of its kind in the nation, into our schools. Woke ideology. I think that's extreme.
Bailey wants to ban abortion in Illinois. He wants to jail doctors and jail women who are seeking to exercise their reproductive rights. I have stood my whole life for women exercising their rights, especially their reproductive rights. We've got to make sure that Illinois is a haven for women all across our state.
A lot to be said on this subject, Laura.
Well, you know, abortion has been front and center ever since we heard that the Supreme Court was going to overturn Roe v. Wade. And the Democrats have been doing everything they can to keep it front and center because they think it's a hot button issue that will generate turnout and generate interest among their voters. And of course, as you could see, Pritzker's trying to basically say that Bailey would come in and outlaw abortion. Bailey has been trying to stay away from that subject for obvious reasons. And his response has always been, you know, even if I became governor, I cannot control the legislature. The legislature is going to be heavily Democratic. They're going to be making the laws, and there's nothing I can do to change the abortion issue.
All right, Laura, let's get to this. Finally, the two candidates were asked to end the debate by saying something nice about their opponent. I'll save my thoughts. So what were your thoughts on that?
Well, that was about, Darren Bailey said that he liked the fact that J.B. Pritzker had nice suits, looked good. He wanted him to take him suit shopping. And in the case of Pritzker said he admired Bailey because he had been in a long-term 30-year marriage. He'd married his high school sweetheart. So it was really soft and fuzzy stuff, positive stuff. It was very personal stuff, which, you know, we want to hear what the candidates think about each other personally, but they also didn't want to get into politics. They didn't want to get into having to say specific things that they thought the other guy did right politically or in governing, because God forbid they should say that.
All right, Laura Washington. 3 weeks to go before the election, and people are already starting to cast their ballots with early voting.
That's right, Laura. Thank you so much for your time and your insight this morning for sure.
Again, the election less than 3 weeks away. We have all the information you need about the candidates, your polling places, and where to vote early at abc7chicago.com.
Coming up, Rolls-Royce has unveiled its first EV electric car. How much does it cost you? And to buy this two-door coupe.
A local teacher is getting a Country Music Award honor, how he's making country music and Chicago proud.
Good morning to you. Cold morning out there. In fact, these are some of the coldest temperatures we have had around here in some cases this season. 34 right now out at O'Hare. It is 36 degrees at Midway, 34 in Gary. You get 32 in Joliet, 27 right now in Woodstock. So you add that wind out there, and at times it's a little on the gusty side of things. And we have some wind chills in the upper teens right now. Today's high temperatures up around 50 degrees, and we will have plenty of sunshine with us through the day today. How about tomorrow? Not just 50, we may get to hit 60 degrees around here tomorrow, and I think tomorrow we will have bright sunshine as well. Let's check in with Roz to see if there's any brighter news on the traffic front.
Well, I don't know if it's brighter, but we've got some updated news about this crash on southbound 55. But first off, travel times 55 minutes to an hour 10. This northbound tri-state delay is because of a stall at Roberts Road. It's backed up in both directions there. But we still have all lanes shut down southbound on 55 south of I-80 with this double semi crash. And according to state police, it's going to take about 3 hours until they can reopen it after the cleanup. Take a look. Chopper 7 is over it live right now. The one semi was actually on the shoulder, not this one. This one with the smashed in cab, it rear-ended that semi that was on the right shoulder. That's according to the preliminary investigation from ISP. That semi was carrying a load of soybeans, 80,000 pounds. The semi that hit it had a load of 50,000 pounds of water. There's a fuel spill. So it's going to take them all of those 3 hours to get that cleaned up. And believe it or not, only minor injuries involved in this crash. Traffic-wise, it is backed up all the way to US 52. So we are talking at least 5 miles. They're diverting everything off at I-80. It is backed up for miles on everything that feeds into 55 at that location. So best to avoid that entire area if at all possible. Val and Tanya.
You've been on it, Roz. Now come on over here so we can get to today's talkers. And we are starting off with Rolls-Royce. Okay, it's getting ready to roll out its first electric vehicle. The British luxury car brand plans to start production on the two-door, fully electric Spectra next year. Ooh, look at that. This car is longer than a Cadillac Escalade.
Ooh, and it'll have the widest grille ever seen on a Rolls-Royce. It'll be able to drive about 260 miles before needing a recharge. The price tag here, drum roll please, more than $400,000. Our vehicular experts in the room now, Tracy and Roz. Tracy, I know you've done the auto show. Roz, you've done the auto show. Do you think this would be a looker for folks? Would they have interest? Because gosh, nobody can afford that price tag.
Anybody who's in the market for a Rolls-Royce is, of course, going to be interested. I mean, it was just like with Porsche when they had the Porsche SUV. It's like, who's going to drive a Porsche SUV? Oh, people drove it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's kind of like white noise for me because I can't afford it anyway. So I'm like, whatever. Next story, please.
Right, yeah.
I will say, when we do have to go to the auto show and we have to go early for those preview days and we get a chance to kind of look at these cars up close and personal. Yeah, because you'll never see them. Like you said, in real life, they're aspirational.
It's the only time I'll sit in the driver's seat.
The only time, and you won't be going far because you can't. But look at that. Now, Raj, you just did a whole thing on EVs and how quiet they are. Remember, that was one of the things that,
I mean,
can you imagine how quiet this one is going to be and how it is literally going to glide down the street?
What's interesting is because they're so quiet, they put noise in them. Like when you back up, they put beeping noises in there because people don't, if they're pedestrians, they don't hear the engine. They don't realize there's a car there. Yep. So yeah, it's very interesting EVs.
Very
a lot of things.
And what's kind of nice is it speaks to the trend toward electric vehicles, away from fossil fuels. And the whole point of the trend is to make it cheaper. We're not exactly doing it with this, but it's nice to see a concept car like this.
Yeah, I will say I have a hybrid, so I'm not fully EV, but I am paying less in gas, and my electric bill has not gone up because that's the other thing I'm monitoring. Oh. Yeah, because you think that okay, you're charging your car overnight, the electric bill is going to go up, and I haven't seen a terrible increase at all. And I'm filling up now. I was filling up about once a week, and I'm averaging maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks.
That's great.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And it is good to see even these automakers, embracing the trend because it is a trend that needs to be embraced.
Most of them are.
Gas prices right now, huge savings.
Ugh. Still needs a little work. We'll talk about that another time. Right now, we're going to take a quick break. More streaming at 7 coming up in 90 seconds.
Welcome back, everybody. A high school teacher is making Chicago proud, molding young minds with the sound of music.
Okay, in fact, he is one of 30 teachers across the country who will receive the CMA Foundation's Music Teacher of Excellence Award in Nashville, Tennessee.
I like that band gives me a way to be able to express myself.
Crisp and I want to make sure that our students always feel like they have a place, that they're always loved, that they're always encouraged, that they always feel like they belong.
Justin Antos teaches band at Dwight D. Eisenhower High School in Blue Island and goes above and beyond the call of duty for his students.
I wanted them to have the music education that I always wanted because I know it was life-changing for me.
That's why Antos is one of 30 teachers from across the U.S. to receive a CMA Foundation Music Teachers of Excellence Award in Nashville this year. But he says it hasn't quite hit him yet.
It's hard to put it into words. I think probably as I'm driving back from Nashville, I'm probably going to be like, wow, that was really cool. But until then, I just don't really know what to experience. I mean, this is like unlike anything. I just try to come to work every day and do the best that I can.
And when asked how he thought his students felt about his teaching,
you're going to have to ask them. I don't want to put words in their mouth, and I don't want to look like that person and be like, oh yeah, they love me. Because you know you're going to get that kid that's going to be like, Antos, that guy's a hack, you know.
While the students we spoke with didn't feel that way at all.
He's pretty serious about his music.
And if you have a cell phone on your stand and I see that on camera, it's over for you. You know that, right? I'm just joking. Here we go. 2 and 1, 2.
Even though he's a teacher, he still finds opportunities to nurture his own passion and play with us sometimes.
He's a pretty awesome teacher. I really like him.
As part of the award from the CMAs, Antos will receive a total of $5,000. He says he plans to donate the entire amount to the band program to ensure his students can take advantage of these music classes.
You know, and instruments are expensive, you know, and so, you know, to have to put a price tag on participation is absurd.
Judy Sue, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Great message there, and he's right. The instruments are expensive and not always affordable for families. Well, Antos will accept his award tonight. He's also getting $5,000, of course, in winnings, which he said he's donating to his students.
Nice. You can watch the 2022 Country Music Awards November 9th at 7 p.m. on ABC 7.
Prom night on Dancing with the Stars earns two couples perfect scores. Wayne Brady and Whitney got top scores, even bringing the judges to their feet with a rousing samba. Gabby Windy and Val also earning a perfect 40. Arnold Schwarzenegger's son, Joseph Baena, was eliminated. You can watch Dancing with the Stars on Disney+. A new show drops each Monday.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Well, did you know that it's National Pizza Month, not Day, month? If you're looking to celebrate but want to try something different, check out Roots Handmade Pizza.
They're known for their Quad Cities style pizza. And what makes a Quad Cities pizza, you ask? Well, they use malt in their crust. The sauce is a little spicy, and they cut the pizza into strips with a pair of giant scissors. Right now, Roots is featuring a chef series of specialty pizzas.
Roots has collaborated with popular local chefs to feature these 3 unique pizzas on their menu through the end of the year. So Roz and Tracy are joining us now as we are going to do a little taste test. So we're going to start with this creation from Chef Brian Jupiter of Eyewitness Tavern, excuse me, I think that's it. This is the Cajun Gator pizza in honor of his New Orleans upbringing. And yes, you heard me right. It features alligator sausage, blackened shrimp, spinach, red onion, pepperoni, and chili flakes.
Got some spice on there. You gonna try it?
Oh, I gotta bring the couch closer. Well, I guess I'll just get up here on the couch. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. Why not?
Well, while you give that a try,
you gotta talk.
We'll talk next about this spanakopita pizza from Chef Doug Saltis of Andros Taverna, inspired by the traditional Greek spinach pie. Toppings include a Parmesan cheese sauce, spinach, olive mix, dill pepperoncini, crispy phyllo pastry, and Greek ranch. How's the Gator?
I haven't gotten to it.
You haven't got it?
Just pizza and cheese right now. Just crust and cheese right now.
Okay.
You want me to get to that Gator, don't you?
It's gonna be a light breakfast this morning, ladies.
Oh, you're expecting me to
I'm gonna come over there. Okay, wait.
I actually am going to try this.
Are you?
Because, yes, I love spanakopita. I do. And I love going to Greek restaurants.
It's
and I
so
love
good.
Greek town, so let's give it a
Mine
try.
has shrimp on it.
My Tracy's a picky eater, huh?
Tracy, I'll tell you what pizza you have in front of you right now.
Mine has the shrimp on it.
This is from Monteverde. It's inspired by Chef Sarah Grunenberg's famous ragu alla napolitana pasta dish. It is topped with braised pork shoulder, meatballs, sausage, Calabrian peppers, and pesto. But wait, you said you have shrimp on it?
Yeah, no, I think you have the one with the pork shoulder over on your desk.
Okay, so that's
this is the shrimp one with the alligator sausage. Be my guest.
That's right.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I have like a 5-year-old. I'm really sorry.
But you know what?
This is darn good.
I think I ate the alligator sausage off of that one, which was good. But I will try this one too. Because I don't. Oh, maybe this is the sausage. I'm gonna check it out for this one.
The first one you tried.
What's it taste like?
The first one you tried, Val, has the it's the pork shoulder, the meatballs and sausage.
Okay.
So
I love this crust.
So, alligator sausage doesn't taste like alligator.
Tastes like chicken?
Tastes like.
Well, I mean, I've had alligator before. It definitely doesn't taste like chicken.
It tastes like.
You know how they always say it.
Right. I know how we fool our kids. It tastes like sausage. Just like regular sausage.
Yeah.
Okay, let me try this shrimp one.
I just want to know if they put sugar in this crust because it's really good and like
really?
sweet.
I
really like this.
There's my trifecta.
It's my Eastern European roots.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're wrapping us so we can just eat this pizza.
Okay, well, you know.
Are we out of time for the day?
If you want to give this a try, though, hold on a second. Bye. You can try them. Roots Handmade Pizza, 4 locations. I got to go do an update now. All right, I'll see you guys later.
We'll see you tomorrow? Is that it?
See you tomorrow.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning, it's 7:56. I'm Tanya Babich. Today is the funeral for a suburban 17-year-old boy who collapsed and died last Friday. Daniel Moshe was from Franklin Park. He was one of a few dozen students from across Illinois selected for a show choir performance. He collapsed during a rehearsal.
They told us that while he was doing his solo, he just passed out. And when I got there, Daniel was already gone. My precious baby boy.
The initial autopsy results did not determine the cause of death. Stay with us. We're going to check on weather and traffic up next.
Good morning. It is cold this morning. If you have to be out and about this morning getting the kids ready to go to school, just plan on cold. 33, that's our new low at O'Hare so far today. 36 degrees right now out at Midway, but we still have breezy conditions, and look at these wind chills. Feels like it's 25 at O'Hare, 29 right now at Midway. High temperatures this afternoon will be up around 50 degrees. Ross?
We start with a CTA delay on the Red Line. This is for 95th Street bound trains. They're delayed at Thorndale from earlier police activity. And then we've got a Metro delay. UP North 312 is delayed in Highland Park because of technical issues. The travel time's 55 minutes to an hour 10. We still have all lanes closed southbound 55 south of I-80 with this double semi crash. State police say it could take 3 hours to get it all cleaned up and reopened, and a crash in Riverwoods, Milwaukee and Deerfield Road.